When you say Mrs. Lungu, I think of my mother, basically. So, hello, everyone. How are you? Full of energy still? Yes? So yesterday, I had a long journey to come to Belgrade. I was at another conference in my home country. I'm Romanian. I live in Prague, hence the Czech Republic. But I actually am Romanian, and I consider myself a European because I actually don't work in Prague too much. I work all around the world. So I was at another conference in my home country, and the flights were canceled, and I was so afraid that I'm going to miss being here today. So today I caught up with sleeping. I slept until 2 p.m. So for me, it's morning. So that's why I'm full of energy. So don't be too scared, because I'm not always like that. Like I can be normal. But right now, I feel like it's 10 o'clock in the morning. For me, it's early. Creativity, who does it better? So, do you like the font? So I found a KAKTUS font for this presentation today. I was so proud of myself. Yay! Thank you. Yeah, there is a font that is called KAKTUS, so I was very, very excited. Right, so today I want to talk to you about different approaches in creativity, the different approaches of the PR agencies and advertising agencies. But before I start talking, I want to know you a bit more. So I want to know who I'm talking to. I can barely see you because of those lights. So please tell me, who are the clients in the room? Clients? Quite a few clients, good. Oh, I'm so happy you're here. There's something in my talk for you as well. Obviously, everyone else is agency, I think. Then who are the people who are working in advertising agencies? Wow, yes, brilliant. And PR agencies? Oh my God, so few people. Yes, I hope there will be more people for talks like this, because there's actually, so much that both industries, PR and creativity, can learn from each other when we talk PR and advertising. They could learn so much when it's about creativity. Now, I'm going to tell you, who am I? Like, who am I to talk about PR and creativity? Well, I've worked on both sides of the fence, as they say. So I'm one of those very few people who have actually worked lots of years in both industries. So I worked around 7 years in advertising, and almost double the number of years. I'm 42, by the way, so I haven't started working when I was too young. So I worked lots of years both in advertising and PR, only in creative leadership roles. Hence, I became a specialist in both. So I'm not an advertising person who knows a bit about PR. I actually know a lot about PR. I have awarded campaigns that range from crisis management and employee engagement and CSR, all the heavy PR stuff. Of course, some consumer PR, what advertising people usually call PR as well. And I also worked in advertising lots of years. I also worked in many countries, of course, in my home country, Romania. Then I worked also a bit in the Czech Republic, where I live right now, but worked also in London. I had pan-European roles, so I got to work with lots of countries. Because of this, there's very little, literally very little, that surprises me anymore. Because, when you work in so many countries, in different industries, you kind of see it all. So I came to you today to share with you a bit of my experience. I personally feel that there's so much that the PR and advertising agencies and industries could learn from each other. And actually, there's very little cross-integration beyond the obvious. So working on both sides of the fence, I discovered that there are many things that the two industries don't know of each other. And actually, I discovered there are lots of prejudices on both sides, which is so weird. I'm so passionate about these two industries getting along much better. because they are innately linked, as you, I thought I was doing so well and this lady is leaving, oh my God. Kidding. Sure, she has something better to do, but hey. So, yeah, it happens. Yeah, good. So I think the two industries are innately linked. And because they are innately linked, each of them, they have the means to make the other excel. So I'm really, really sad that there's not much more understanding. Two Romanians, ladies? Yay! We don't know each other, but we will. Yes, I wish there were more understanding, more respect, more collaboration, because there's literally a lot to learn from each other. So what I've noticed is, for example, and I'm so glad there are so many advertising people in the room, there's a bit of snobbery from advertising when it comes to PR. I mean, advertising people think there's nothing for advertising people to learn in terms of creativity from PR agencies. And actually, it's not the case. There is so much they could learn from PR agencies. I know, advertising people are the ones that have so much heritage in creativity, right? Even clients call their advertising agencies the creative agencies. So of course they have so many good things going on, which PR could learn from. But there is a great deal of information that PR could share with advertising to make creativity better. Also, there's a bit of fear from PR agencies. When they think of advertising agencies, because of all that heritage in creativity, they're a bit afraid, because, advertising people are the creative people. They have specialized resources, people whose entire energy and time and everything is focused on creativity. So, of course, there's a bit of reticence, there's a bit of fear there. Mainly, there's a big lack of understanding. Because of that, there's not so good collaboration beyond the obvious. So when the client is forcing the PR agency and the ad agency to work together, they kind of do, but it should not be the case. It should be a much smoother collaboration. And of course, because they don't collaborate so well, there are lots of missed opportunities. And I'm talking with a few clients in the room. Oh my God, guys, if PR and advertising agencies would work a lot better, it would be a lot better for you as clients. Brands will be built on more solid foundations. So this is what I want to do today, to try to promote a bit more understanding between the two disciplines by telling you things that are, that each of these disciplines could learn from each other. So I think there are lots of cross-pollination lessons. There are differences in terms of culture, differences in terms of, I'm looking there because I'm seeing my slides, so I don't need to do that. So lots of differences in terms of work process, and lots of differences in terms of the work itself. And I'm going to take each of them one by one, quickly, and I'm going to tell you, for each of these, two things. One, big strength of the ad agency, the other, a big strength of the PR agencies, and what this strength could work like for the other discipline. So let's take it one by one. First thing, the differences in terms of culture. And I brought you, there are lots of differences in terms of culture of creativity in PR and advertising. And I brought you here two very important differences: healthy competition and collaboration. Well, healthy competition is something that advertising is doing really, really well. And PR could learn a lot from this healthy competition of the ad agencies. What does this mean? When you work in an ad agency, one of the first things that strike you is the constant conflict that exists between departments. And it's a good conflict. It's a conflict of ideas. So because of the triangular structure of any ad agency, client service, planning department, and creative department, to take the three most important departments, there's a constant conflict between, is the brief good enough? Is the strategy strong enough? Are the ideas really bringing the strategy to life? And the people in these three departments are constantly fighting with each other, but like a good fight, right? Because it's, the fight for doing better campaigns for clients. In PR agencies, there is not such a thing. PR agencies don't have different departments. They have departments, but in other type of departments. They have, the technology people, and then the corporate people, and consumer people. There is no specialized creative department. Very few agencies have actually very specialized creative departments. There is not a planning department. The structure is very different in a PR agency. So what I'm arguing is, oh my God, how much could PR agencies learn from this conflict that is leading to better creative ideas? This is something that immediately, if PR agencies would learn from advertising, would lead in a PR agency to better creative ideas. There's also in advertising agencies there's a lot of focus on personal recognition. I mean, most of you are advertising people in the room. When a campaign runs, and it's an amazing campaign, and is winning a lot of awards, don't you know exactly who did it? You know exactly the person who did it, right? So there's a lot of focus on personal recognition, which is very important for creative people. I mean, creative people have usually huge egos, because, like artists in a way. So there's a lot of effort, there's a lot of focus on that, and it's absolutely good, because in PR agencies, there is no such a thing. You have absolutely no clue who did the campaign. Even the most awarded campaigns in PR, nobody knows who did those campaigns. It's too much of a focus on the team. And because it's the team, it means, creative people don't get the right recognition. Because they don't get the right recognition, they don't strive at the same level as advertising people strive. So, there is not that healthy competition that exists in advertising. Another important thing that PR could learn from advertising. In PR, there's actually something that I call the little league mentality. Everyone is a champion. That's the little league. When kids are competing, it's not a focus on who's better. It's like everyone is a champion. Let's do it. The journey, not the result. And this is not a little league game. Creativity is a big league game. Either you have it or you don't. Either you're good or you're not. And PR agencies need to learn to stop with this little league mentality and learn from advertising about healthy competition, about champions, and to put a bit more emphasis on this personal recognition. Now, a big strength of PR agencies is collaboration. And this is something that, honestly, all advertising people here and out there could learn from PR agencies. Because they don't have a special creative department, creativity in public relation is not confined in one department. Every single person in a PR agency is asked, encouraged, welcome to contribute with creative ideas. And if you think about it, why shouldn't it be like this? It doesn't matter who has the idea. Of course, after someone has the idea, it's the role of the creative department to take that idea, to craft it, to make it better, to make it amazing, to sell it to clients and so on. But does it really matter who has who voices that first idea? It doesn't, in my view. I think it's a very good thing that, in PR agencies, there's not a monopoly over creativity by one department. Imagine if in an agency of 100 people, you put creativity as a responsibility only for 30 of those people. Why shouldn't it be the responsibility of 100 people? Imagine how many more ideas you would have if you would consider the whole agency in a way as your creative department. So that's something that this democracy of the creative process is something that PR is doing very, very well. The role of the creative director in a PR agency, I had such a role, is not necessarily to direct the work as is in an advertising agency, but actually to act as a facilitator, to make sure that all the right resources, I mean, you know, the best idea sometimes comes from planners, from production people, even from the receptionist. If, who knows, you know, the receptionist has a very important insight into the brand that you are working for. So the role is quite different, right? So it's, I absolutely adore this. I think advertising people are doing a big mistake by not using this huge potential they have for ideas in the entire agency. I remember very well when I moved for the second time in my life from PR to advertising. And it was my first week at TBWA in London. And a planner, a brilliant girl, she came to me with an amazing idea. It was a really great idea. But before she told me the idea, she felt the need to apologize like 5 times. She started saying, Gabriela, sorry. I know it's not my place. 2. And probably you'll think it's shit. 3. And she kept going like that, apologizing, and then she told me her idea. And I, you know, because I was coming from PR where everything is so democratic and everyone is so encouraged to come up with lots of ideas, I asked her, why do you feel the need to apologize? And she said, well, this is, you know, like in advertising, every time I go with an idea to a creative person, first they tell me it's not your job, then they tell me it's shit, then they tell me, you know, we thought of this and it's not working. So anything but an encouragement. And I said, you know, I'm not like that. I'm coming from PR. I'm used to getting ideas and I don't care who those ideas are coming from. So please learn collaboration. It's amazing that you have a specialized creative department, but you are missing the point if you are not harnessing the creative potential of everyone in the agency. So that's about culture. Healthy competition, collaboration, lots of things to learn. Second thing, creative process. Now, here I want to again speak about the strength of advertising agencies and the strength of PR agencies. A big strength of advertising is definitely the craft element. So there are so many people in an ad agency who are absolutely obsessed of making every single idea beautiful. The designers, you know, the copywriters, everyone is thinking about, you know, to make every single little element of the campaign amazing. They think about, you know, using a font that is more relevant for the idea, for the brand, and so on. They think of absolutely, you know, all the little photos and everything, right? There is not such a thing in PR. There's very little focus on craft. People don't even know sometimes in certain agencies what you are talking about when you talk about crafting the idea. So there's so much to learn, right? There's of course, a lot of attention to details, many allocated resources. So, you know, PR could learn a lot about this. But at the same time, you know, there's something called too much of a good thing. Sometimes this attention to detail, this obsession for craft, makes advertising agencies not respond in very short time. I mean, it's very hard for an ad agency to do real-time marketing. Because, oh my God, I mean, you know, the client service department needs to take the brief from the client, then to go through the planning department, and then, only then it gets to the creative department. I mean, until then, the idea is gone. A lot to learn from, by advertising people, from PR people, how quick they are able to respond on what's going on in the market. PR people have always done real-time marketing. That's what PR people do. It's called newsjacking in PR. And it's exactly that, seeing something that's happening on the market. Someone is saying something, there's an article that appears, a subject that's interesting, and then they immediately react to that with a statement from the company, a reaction, an idea, and so on. So there's a lot to learn from advertising people from the, by advertising people from the PR people in terms of, you know, this newsroom mentality, acting really quick, this real-time communication, speed, and also costs. So I read recently that a 30-second commercial at the Super Bowl, it's roughly $4 million dollars. I mean, $4 million for what? 30 seconds of an ad, and you kind of need to hope that people will not go to the bathroom, when your ad is running. With $4 million, a brand could hire an amazing PR agency to do communication, ongoing communication for a year, with very good results, with much better results than the 30-second ad. So there's so much, again, that the two industries could learn from each other. On one side, craft, on the other side, speed, time, costs, and so on. The last big difference is in terms of work. And here I want to mention originality, purpose, and authenticity versus drama. Let's take them again one by one. So originality. This is the strength of ad agencies. Even the worst ad agency is still obsessed with originality. I know very well, when I work with ad agencies, the minute someone, so let's say not brainstorm, but we discuss ideas. And the moment someone says, oh, this idea was done before, it was done 2 years ago by I don't know which agency, that idea is dropped. I mean, immediately, people are like, oh my God, it was done before, let's drop it. And it's fine, that's how things should be. Nothing like that in PR agencies, like it's almost funny. Someone comes with an idea, you say, oh, it was done before, last year, it won many awards, and people are like, amazing, let's do it again. Honestly, there is no obsession for originality. They are so used to do, ideas that worked before and so on. There is not, this desire to do something that was never done before. It's considered risky, because of course, any new idea has an element of risk. It was never done before, so you can't really know if it's going to work. And PR people tend to stay away from risky stuff, because usually, they are the ones also solving all the crises. So because they are solving the crisis, they would rather not have a crisis, if you know what I mean. But, it's a lot, again, it's so interesting. I would love for PR agencies to learn from this obsession with originality of ad folks. Because, that's creativity. In the end, if it's not original, nothing else matters. So, very, very interesting. In terms of purpose, this time, that's a strength of PR agencies. PR agencies have always been involved in CSR, corporate social responsibility, which is basically, in a way, it's purpose at corporate level. I find it very interesting how PR agencies are approaching purpose versus ad agencies. So for ad agencies, it is not really authentic. Many campaigns with purpose done by ad agencies are actually, it's just a talk about the purpose. It's not a real belief in that purpose. You see values talked about in an ad, but you don't see actual acts that company is then doing to bring that purpose to life. So for ad agency, purpose is more like a creative technique. Let's say we believe in women. And nothing then follows. And it's so not authentic. Let's say we are a militant brand for I don't know what, and then there's nothing. PR agencies take purpose very seriously. It's an ethical thing, if you want. So it's not a technique. It's the real thing. And, we all as people, I think we should encourage brands to be real purposeful and not to be, not to talk just purpose, but actually to walk purpose. So I honestly challenge each and every one of you. Stop using purpose as a creative technique. Make it for real if you want to make it. Learn from the way purpose is done by PR agencies in a very, very authentic way. And the last thing that I want to talk to you in terms of differences is authenticity versus drama. So authenticity, it's something that PR agencies have always done. Why communication in PR needs to be authentic? because usually it's addressed to a third party. It's addressed to journalists. And journalists would know immediately if something is not authentic, if it's not for real, if it's just talk. They would ask the question, how is this, like, how do you really do this? If you say you are doing something, what's the proof? And because of that, PR has always been about authenticity. Advertising, because it's all about the TV ad and the press ad and all those, things that we do in advertising, it's a lot about drama. A good TV commercial needs to have some sort of a struggle, a drama, an upset, a bad guy, something happening. Otherwise, it's not a good ad. So again, a lot to learn from each other. PR should learn from ad people about this amazing use of drama, and definitely ad people should learn about the authenticity from PR. Because these days, without authenticity and drama, there's no good storytelling. Each and every single person in any company has the power of an investigative journalist. So if you are not authentic, someone will will say that you're not authentic, and everything will come to light. But at the same time, if you don't have drama, then you don't have good storytelling. So you need both. So as I said, in my experience, there are so many cross-pollination lessons in terms of culture, in terms of work process, in terms of the work itself. So I really encourage you to learn from each other, to collaborate better. And to do this, for the first two, I'm happy that there are clients in the room because they have a lot to do with this. So I encourage you, people from PR and advertising, to share your goals. The reason sometimes you don't collaborate very well is because you don't understand why you are doing what you're doing. So it's for ad people, sometimes what PR people are doing, it's a bit odd, and they don't get it because they don't know which objectives the PR people have. So share your goals. Understand why you are doing certain things. What are the goals for each of the two disciplines? Then, please, clients, brief teams together. Usually, advertising agencies are briefed first, and only then the PR agencies are briefed. You are missing the point when you are doing that. You are, first of all, asking the PR agencies to retrofit, so to come up with ideas based on someone else's thinking, which is not really good. Plus, you should not care where ideas are coming from. Maybe the best idea for the big campaign will not come from an ad agency, will come from the PR agencies. Everything is so earned first these days. Everything is about integration and about earned media. PR people are the specialists of earned media. So try. They might not come with the best idea because they are still not as good at creativity as the ad agencies. True, but you should not care. Brief them together. See what happens. There's nothing for you to lose, only to gain. Also, please have cross-discipline meetings. So don't meet only with ad people, only with PR people to see what they've come up with for your campaigns. Put them in a room so they can hear each other, so they can contribute with ideas together. And then, last but not least, have a beer. Honestly, at the beginning of a project, have a beer together. Meet with the, ad people, PR people together, with the client, without the client, doesn't matter. Have a beer together and discuss, know each other more. Learn from each other. Have an open mind, because there's literally so much for the two types of people to learn from each other. And I brought you here, I don't ever like to talk about work without bringing good campaigns. So I brought you here just 2 examples of amazing integrated campaigns, some of my favorite campaigns in the recent years. I hope you know both of them, but look at them from the integration point of view this time. So look at them and try to see how weak these 2 campaigns would be without any of the 2 disciplines working brilliantly together. These are amazing integrated campaigns. So the first one is REI Opt Outside, done by Venables and Partners and Edelman. And the second one is Chevrolet Technology and Stuff, done by McCann and Another PR agency, I will remember it soon. Porter Novelli.
In the news tonight, another
Sound, please.
Retailers opening their doors earlier this year. Erupting when someone tried to cut the portion.
It was a chaotic scene.
Taking a stand against the Black Friday frenzy, a major retailer is refusing to open on Black Friday this year.
REI. Outdoor retailer REI. All of its locations will be closed on Black Friday.
And it won't be processing any sales online.
It will pay employees to take Black Friday off.
To spend time outdoors.
This is my first Black Friday off in 27 years.
This Black Friday, we're closing all 143 of our stores. Join us on November 27th at Option Outside.
More retailers are joining REI, deciding to close their doors on Black Friday.
You have some fallout from one of the most talked about moments in the World Series.
Yes.
Nothing to do with baseball, though.
Nothing to do with baseball. Regional Chevy manager Rick Wilde is presenting a new truck to the Giants MVP when his nerves got the best of him.
We have also been proud of the latest and greatest technology in our truck lineup. It combines class-winning and leading, technology and stuff.
Okay, so mistakes happen, but usually not in front of 24 million people. Within minutes, the Twitter sphere lit up. We had a decision to make. Ignore it or embrace it. We embraced it, immediately taking hold of the conversation socially, claiming the hashtag technology and stuff to promote the new Colorado, and driving traffic to the website, which we updated overnight. We also added our new catchphrase to our TV spots.
The all-new Chevy Colorado with technology and stuff.
And ran print ads the very next day. Created new logos and a new football jersey. Took it to the track. And even made a music video.
Technology and stuff. Technology and stuff.
And guess what? People noticed. Boy, did they notice.
Here's Rick Wilde.
Over 4 days, almost 24,000 unique conversations claimed the hashtag technology and stuff, helping it become the 6th most engaged tweet of 2014, delivering almost 63 million impressions, engagement 300% above average, and increasing page views 7-fold. We captured more than 70% of conversations on trucks and generated over $5 million in earned exposure. When circumstances handed Chevrolet lemons, we made lemonade and stuff.
So that was it, guys. Thank you so much. We don't have time for questions. So I'll be here for the entire conference, so feel free to come to me. You know, that's why I'm here, to meet as many of you as possible. Cheers. Bye. Oh.